Monaco, officially known as the Principality of Monaco, is a tiny strip of land in Europe, completely surrounded by France. Covering only 2.1 square kilometers, Monaco is even smaller than Central Park in New York City. It is the second smallest country in the world, after Vatican City. But few people know that Monaco used to be much larger. In the past, the Principality included two towns, Menton and Roquebrune. After a public referendum, both towns decided to join France, causing Monaco to lose 95% of its original territory. This event is considered one of the most astonishing territorial changes in modern history. With such a small size, Monaco has almost no natural resources, except for the rich fish supply in the Mediterranean Sea. Yet here's the paradox. This tiny place ranks among the richest nations on Earth. Why? We'll find out in the next part. The Mediterranean climate is another precious gift to Monaco. Summers are warm and sunny, but not too hot. Winters are mild, rarely as cold as most of Europe. That's why Monaco has become a perfect destination for relaxation, tourism, and outdoor leisure. Despite its small area, Monaco has the highest population density in the world. In 2025, its population reached around 39,000 people, meaning nearly 20,000 residents per square kilometer. Among them, only about 9,000 are native citizens. The rest are mostly millionaires and billionaires from France, the UK, Italy, and many other countries. The official language is French, but the locals also preserve Monegasque, which is taught in schools. English and Italian are also widely spoken. And here's a fun fact. The flag of Monaco looks almost identical to Indonesia's, differing only in the proportions. Monaco is world famous for one irresistible reason. It does not impose any personal income tax. That means whatever you earn here is entirely yours. No sharing with the government, unlike in most other countries. For the ultra-rich, this is a dream come true. Thanks to this unique tax policy, Monaco has become a safe haven for massive fortunes, turning the tiny principality into a global magnet for millionaires and billionaires. Here's a number that stuns many people. Among its 38,000 residents, there are over 12,000 millionaires, roughly 1 in 3 people. That's almost 10 times higher than London, where only 1 in 10 residents is a millionaire. But it doesn't stop there. Monaco is also home to dozens of billionaires. With about 41 billionaires within just 2 square kilometers, Monaco holds the record for the highest billionaire density on the planet. Take a stroll through Monte Carlo, and you'll rarely see an ordinary car. Instead, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and Rolls-Royces glide past on the streets. The Port Hercule is packed with luxury yachts, each worth tens of millions of dollars, complete with private cinemas, recording studios, and even helicopter pads. In Monaco, luxury isn't an exception. It's a way of life. However, becoming a citizen of Monaco is far from easy. One must live there for at least 10 years, receive approval from the prince, and usually have significant international influence or contribution. In 2023, thousands of applications were submitted, yet only 68 people were granted citizenship. A faster route is marriage, but the law favors women who marry Monegasque men. In the opposite case, men marrying Monegasque women must still wait at least 10 years. When people talk about Monaco, a tiny yet incredibly wealthy nation in Europe, they can't forget the women who live here. They are the embodiment of cultural diversity, making their beauty impossible to define by a single standard. Some carry the classic elegance of French women, others glow with sun-kissed Mediterranean charm, and some radiate a modern, international aura. Yet all share one unmistakable quality: grace and refinement. The fashion style of women in Monaco leans towards simple yet luxurious designs. Flowy dresses in neutral tones, minimalist accessories that still exude elegance. For them, True class isn't about showing off. It's about standing out through understated beauty. What makes them special is that, regardless of background, noble, businesswoman, or ordinary citizen, they all carry a natural elegance. Humble yet captivating. Their charm isn't only about appearance, but also about a balanced and healthy lifestyle. Women in Monaco are one of the main reasons why the country has the highest life expectancy in the world. They follow the Mediterranean diet, rich in seafood, olive oil, and fresh vegetables. Combined with regular physical activity, swimming, yoga, sailing, or long seaside walks, the result is a perfect formula for maintaining vitality, health, and lasting beauty. Most women in Monaco speak at least 3 languages: French, English, and Italian. Many hold positions as leaders, advisors, or social advocates. Though they often live quietly, their influence reaches deep into global elite circles. And here's an interesting fact. More than 80% of women in Monaco marry foreigners, making this small nation one of the most internationally blended love stories on Earth. Monaco, a country that does not tax personal income, still ranks among the richest economies in the world, with an average annual income of about $190,000 per person. So the question is, how does such a small country generate such immense wealth? The answer lies in luxury industries that only Monaco can sustain. The first pillar is luxury tourism. Every year, millions of visitors come to enjoy 5-star hotels, Michelin-starred restaurants, and the stunning yacht harbor. World-class events like the Monaco Grand Prix and the Monaco Yacht Show bring in hundreds of millions of dollars from ticket sales, accommodations, dining, sponsorships, and advertising deals. The next major source is the casino industry. It was this very sector that transformed Monaco from a struggling region into a symbol of prosperity. Each year, hundreds of thousands of international guests visit Monte Carlo Casino, generating tens of millions of euros in revenue. Another key factor: real estate. Because land is so scarce, property prices in Monaco are among the highest in the world, reaching up to 100,000 euros per square meter in some areas. Every transaction generates taxes and fees, providing a significant source of income for the government. And since demand always exceeds supply, the market never goes cold. Additionally, Monaco applies value-added tax, VAT, under a special agreement with France. Whenever visitors spend hundreds of thousands of euros on luxury cars, watches, or jewelry, the state benefits from this percentage-based tax. However, the vast flow of money also brings controversy. Monaco has often been accused of being a money laundering haven, using real estate, casinos, and luxury yachts as fronts. By June 2025, the European Union officially listed Monaco as a high-risk territory. In response, the Principality has tightened anti-money laundering laws, strengthened cooperation with the EU, and reformed its financial system. Yet, whether these efforts will truly work, that remains something the whole world is still watching. When people think of Monaco, they imagine luxury, wealth, and glamour. But behind the dazzling lights lies a darker side that few ever mention: corruption. Perhaps because of its tiny size, Monaco seems to sit beyond the reach of international oversight. The country does not appear in Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index. Even major global rankings like the World Bank's Doing Business or the Heritage Foundation's Index of Economic Freedom completely exclude Monaco. This absence of data often leads outsiders to believe Monaco is spotlessly clean. But in truth, the lack of information simply shows one thing: Monaco remains a mystery in the global transparency map. In the few international assessments where Monaco does appear, the results are far less flattering. For example, in the Rand Group's Business Bribery Risk Index, Monaco ranks 72nd out of 192 countries, a modest position for a so-called billionaire's paradise. And recent scandals have shed light on why. The Una oil case is a clear example. From 1999 to 2016, the company paid millions in bribes to secure global contracts, exposed only thanks to US and UK investigations, while Monaco's own authorities remained almost silent. In 2019, another scandal broke when Monaco's Minister of Justice was accused of interfering in an investigation involving a Russian billionaire and several senior officials. The reason? Monaco places supreme importance on protecting its image as the capital of luxury. Any public scandal could tarnish that national brand. So the common solution has long been to hide, avoid, or silence whistleblowers, as in the famous Jonathan Taylor case in 2020. Still, under growing European pressure, Monaco has begun to change. It is tightening anti-money laundering laws, enhancing judicial cooperation, and introducing protections for whistleblowers. Though controversy remains, these steps suggest the Principality is slowly trying to balance glamour with transparency. People often say that in Monaco the poverty rate is 0. At first it sounds like a miracle, as if the country has discovered a magic formula to make every citizen a millionaire. But the truth is quite different. Monaco doesn't make everyone rich. It simply prevents the poor from existing within its borders. The cost of living here is among the highest in the world. Housing is the biggest burden. Even a small apartment can cost millions of dollars. Food, healthcare, transportation, and everyday services are priced far above the European average. For anyone without significant financial means, living in Monaco is nearly impossible. That doesn't mean every resident is a billionaire. Many native Monegasques work as teachers, civil servants, nurses, or live on retirement pensions. The difference lies in the welfare system. Citizens pay no income tax, enjoy free education, and receive almost no-cost health care. Those who can't afford property can rent or buy government-subsidized housing at much lower prices. Today, nearly half of Monaco's local residents live in such state-supported homes. Because of this, even those with ordinary incomes are considered well off compared to most Europeans. And what about the workers who serve in restaurants, hotels, and luxury stores? Most of them aren't citizens of Monaco. Each day, more than 40,000 commuters travel from France, Italy, and nearby countries to work here, then return home after hours. For them, living in this luxury paradise is far beyond reach. Today, Monaco is known worldwide as a symbol of luxury: million-dollar yachts, glittering casinos, and the legendary Formula One Grand Prix. But few people know that throughout history, this tiny nation has stood on the edge of disappearing from the world map, not once, but many times. The story began in 1297, when the Grimaldi family seized the fortress of Monaco. Yet a small territory could hardly survive against great powers. From the 14th to the 15th century, Monaco became a constant battleground between France and Spain. By 1524, Monaco was forced to accept protection from Spain, independence in name, but in truth, little more than a dependency of Madrid. Then came the late 18th century, and with it, Monaco's darkest hour. The French Revolution spread across Europe, and in 1793, French troops invaded and occupied Monaco. The country was erased from existence, renamed Fort d'Hercule, and turned into a district of Alpes-Maritimes. The Grimaldi dynasty was dethroned, and the monarchy dissolved. For a time, Monaco vanished completely from the map. It wasn't until after Napoleon's defeat and the Treaty of Paris in 1814 that Monaco regained its name, though still under the control of the Kingdom of Sardinia for decades. Then came World War II, pushing Monaco once again to the brink. In 1942, Italian forces occupied the country. By 1943, the Nazis took over. The government was manipulated and powerless, stripped of all real authority. Only after the war did Monaco begin to recover, thanks to its special alliance with France. And when Prince Rainier III ascended the throne in 1949, Monaco finally entered an era of stability and lasting independence, securing its place on the world stage once more. Compared to the British monarchy or other European dynasties, the royal family of Monaco may seem less grand and dramatic. But behind the glittering facade lies a world of remarkable and sometimes tragic stories. The Grimaldi family has ruled since 1297, over 7 centuries of continuous reign, making it one of the oldest surviving dynasties in Europe, interrupted only by short periods of political turmoil. The current ruler, Prince Albert II, is the son of Prince Rainier III and Hollywood legend Grace Kelly. When Grace married Rainier in 1956, she left behind her film career to become Princess of Monaco. Yet her life was no fairy tale. In 1982, she died tragically in a car accident on a mountain road that now bears her name. The Monaco royals are also known for their immense wealth. Prince Albert II alone holds an estimated personal fortune of $1 billion and owns nearly a quarter of Monaco's land, making the Grimaldis one of the richest royal families in the world. But beyond power and wealth, there lingers an ancient legend, the Grimaldi curse. According to the tale, in the 11th century, after a woman was kidnapped by a Grimaldi ancestor, she cursed the entire bloodline, declaring that no Grimaldi would ever find happiness in marriage. And strangely, history seems to prove her words. Almost every royal marriage in Monaco has faced trouble or heartbreak. One of the most talked about examples is the marriage of Prince Albert and Princess Charlene. Before their 2011 wedding, rumors spread that Charlene had tried to flee to South Africa after discovering that Albert had fathered children out of wedlock. Some even claimed that her passport was confiscated to prevent her from leaving. Though the palace denied everything, Charlene's tearful expression on her wedding day left many convinced that the Grimaldi curse still lingers. There's a fascinating paradox about Monaco. It's one of the richest countries in the world, yet it doesn't have an international airport. With only about 2 square kilometers of land, there's simply no room to build one. Instead, travelers land in France or Italy, then continue their journey to Monaco by road. But that doesn't make Monaco any less luxurious. The country has what locals call an airport in the sky, a busy heliport where flights land or take off every 20 minutes. It's the preferred choice of billionaires who want to save time while enjoying the breathtaking view of the coastline and the harbor filled with super yachts. Because of its tiny size, public transportation here is quite different. There's no subway system, only a few bus routes, along with a network of public elevators and escalators installed across the city. Thanks to the steep terrain, these elevators serve as vertical highways, carrying residents from the seafront to the hilltops in just minutes. Driving in Monaco, on the other hand, is a real challenge. Streets are narrow, steep, and filled with sharp turns. That's also why the Monaco Formula One Grand Prix is considered the most demanding race in the world. Drivers have to speed through tight city streets at unbelievable velocities. And of course, no talk of Monaco's transport would be complete without mentioning the supercars. In Monte Carlo, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royces, and Bugattis are so common that they barely turn heads anymore. What really shows status is the license plate. A plate with just 1 or 2 digits can cost hundreds of thousands, even millions of euros, sometimes worth more than the car itself. What's more, license plates in Monaco belong to the owner, not the vehicle. That's why they've become valuable assets, bought, sold, or passed down through generations as symbols of prestige and power. By day, Monaco is calm and elegant. But when night falls, the entire principality transforms into a glamorous stage for the ultra-rich. The heart of the nightlife beats in Monte Carlo, where the legendary Monte Carlo Casino shines like a jewel. It's one of Europe's most luxurious casinos, with hand-painted ceilings, gleaming marble floors, and glittering crystal chandeliers. Doors open at 2 p.m. for guests aged 18 and above. Inside, the casino is divided into several rooms. Beginners try their luck at slot machines, while traditional gamblers gather in the Renaissance or Ameri rooms for roulette, baccarat, or blackjack, played with live dealers. For the elite, there are exclusive and ultra-private lounges. Despite its opulent image, many tables start at just €5, allowing anyone to experience a touch of royal luxury. Step outside, and just a few steps away is the Port Hercule Marina. Here, super yachts double as floating clubs, complete with DJs, professional bartenders, and dazzling light systems, though most are strictly invitation only. And if you truly want to immerse yourself in the high-end nightlife, there's Jimmy's Monaco, the Principality's legendary nightclub. It's a hotspot for world-famous DJs, Arab billionaires, and EDM stars. Outside, lines of supercars gleam under the lights. Inside, champagne bottles worth thousands of dollars are popped like water. Still remember, in Monaco, style is your ticket in. Men are expected to wear suits, women, elegant evening gowns. Cocktails range from $25 to $50, and reserving a private table? That can easily cost thousands. Curious about Monaco's secret yacht parties? Leave a comment with number 10. First on the list is Monaco Ville, also known as the Old Town. Perched on the rocky headland of Le Rocher, overlooking the Mediterranean, this is the historical heart of the Principality. Its narrow cobblestone streets wind through colorful houses, giving visitors the feeling of stepping back in time to old Europe. Simply taking a stroll, sitting at a small cafe, browsing handmade crafts, or quietly observing daily life here reveals a different Monaco. Calm, reflective, and worlds apart from the glittering energy of Monte Carlo. At the center of the Old Town stands the Prince's Palace of Monaco, home to the Grimaldi family for more than 7 centuries. Originally built in the 11th century, the palace combines medieval charm with modern restorations. During the summer, parts of the palace are open to the public, including the throne room, reception halls, historic frescoes, and rare art collections. One of the most anticipated moments is the changing of the guard at noon, a solemn ceremony that preserves the dignity of European monarchy right here in the 21st century. If you're longing for blue seas and golden sunshine, head to Larvato Beach, Monaco's most famous public beach. Soft sand stretches along crystal clear waters, perfect for swimming, sunbathing, and water sports. Along the shore, beach bars and restaurants serve fresh seafood, best enjoyed as the sun sets over the Bay of Monaco. And finally, don't miss the Oceanographic Museum of Monaco. Built in the early 20th century under Prince Albert III, the museum stands proudly on a cliff facing the open sea. Inside, you'll find a fascinating world of marine life, from colorful coral reefs to massive shark tanks. Step out onto the balcony, and before you lies the endless horizon, where humanity and nature seem to merge into one. Monaco's cuisine is a refined blend of Mediterranean flavors, shaped by French elegance and Italian warmth, a harmony of the familiar and the exquisite, the simple and the luxurious. First, we must mention daube provençale, the famous beef stew cooked in red wine. Each piece of beef is slowly simmered for hours in a rich mixture of wine, garlic, onions, and Mediterranean herbs. The result is tender, flavorful meat infused with a deep, aromatic sweetness. Served with pasta or mashed potatoes, it brings the comforting warmth of a family feast. Next is bouillabaisse, the celebrated seafood soup that originated in Marseille but found a special place in Monaco's heart. Made with a mix of fresh fish, shellfish, tomatoes, saffron, and olive oil, it captures the rich essence of the sea. Locals enjoy it with toasted bread spread with roye, a creamy garlic and chili sauce that adds a fiery touch. Imagine sitting by the Monaco seafront, sipping a spoonful of this soup. It's as if the taste of the ocean itself melts right on your tongue. Another must-try experience is barbecue de la mer, grilled seafood. With an abundance of fresh catches from the harbor, lobsters, squid, and clams are marinated in olive oil, lemon, and herbs, then grilled over glowing coals. The aroma rises and mingles with the sea breeze, creating an irresistible invitation to laughter-filled outdoor feasts. Finally, there's sweet fougasse, Monaco's traditional festive bread. With its golden crust, scented with anise, almonds, and orange blossom, this pastry symbolizes prosperity and good fortune. Take a bite, and its gentle sweetness feels like Monaco's own warm welcome to every traveler who arrives at its shores. One of the most famous events in Monaco is the Monte Carlo International Circus Festival, held every January at the Chapiteau de Fontvieille. Founded in 1974 by Prince Rainier III, this festival honors the art of traditional circus and celebrates performers who dedicate their lives to the stage. For 10 exciting days, audiences are treated to breathtaking performances, daring acrobatics, juggling, animal taming, and heart-stopping stunts. The awards given here are often called the Oscars of the circus world, a symbol of prestige and achievement that every artist dreams of. Next comes the Monte Carlo Summer Sports Festival, which brings the entire principality to life in July and August. It's not just about sports like tennis, beach volleyball, or martial arts. It's a full celebration of music and culture. By day, the crowds cheer in the sports arenas. By night, they sway to the rhythm of symphonies, international pop, or smooth jazz under the Mediterranean moonlight. This harmony between physical energy and artistic spirit creates an unforgettable experience for every visitor. And finally, we can't forget the legendary Bal de la Rose, the Rose Ball, Monaco's most glamorous charity event, held every March at the Salle des Étoiles. Founded in 1954 by Princess Grace Kelly and now hosted by Princess Caroline, this magnificent gala raises funds for the Princess Grace Foundation. The ballroom is filled with roses, world-class performers take the stage, and the guest list includes the global elite. Each year, the ball features a unique artistic theme designed by top international fashion houses, turning the event into a symbol of both elegance and compassion. Traveling to Monaco is certainly more expensive than most parts of Europe, but with smart planning, you can still enjoy the luxury of the principality without spending a fortune. The biggest cost is accommodation. Monaco is home to world-famous hotels such as Hôtel de Paris Monte Carlo, where rooms range from $800 to $1,650 per night. However, just across the border in France, you can find smaller hotels or serviced apartments for only $130 to $120. A more budget-friendly option is to stay in Nice or Menton and take the train, which costs just about $6.8 one way. Food is another major expense. A dinner at a Michelin-starred restaurant can cost between $160 and $330 per person. Yet, if you look carefully, you can find local pizza spots, family-run diners, or small cafes serving meals for around $16 to $27. Coffee usually costs $3 to $6, while a luxury cocktail can reach up to $22. On average, daily food expenses range from $40 to $50 for budget travelers to several $100s for those seeking fine dining. Getting around Monaco is relatively affordable. Bus tickets cost about $2 per ride, or $6 for a day pass. Taxis are rare and expensive, starting at $16. For those wanting a taste of extravagance, you can rent a supercar along the coast for $220 to $440 per hour. Entrance fees also add up. The Prince's Palace costs $11, the Oceanographic Museum $20, and the Car Museum about $9. A sunset yacht cruise ranges from $60–95, with private charters priced much higher. Finally, don't forget the extras. A tourist SIM card costs $22–33. Entry to the Monte Carlo casino is $19, or you might simply enjoy a glass of wine by the sea. On average, travelers should expect to spend between $165 and $220 per day for a comfortable trip to Monaco. The first thing that often surprises visitors in Monaco is the unusual opening hours. Many shops, small restaurants, and even museums follow the Mediterranean habit of closing for lunch, usually from 12:30 to 2 p.m. Some places even take the entire afternoon off. So, if you plan to shop or sightsee, make sure to arrange your schedule carefully to avoid finding yourself in front of a closed door. Another important thing to note is Monaco's strict smoking regulations. Despite its small size, most public areas, especially around the harbor and tourist zones, are smoke-free. Some cafes and restaurants don't even allow smoking outdoors. If you break the rule, expect an instant fine. The local police are always present and act quickly. When it comes to payments, cash is still essential. Although credit cards are widely accepted, many local bakeries, small restaurants, or ticket booths only take cash. So always carry around $20 to $50 for small purchases like coffee or bus fares. You should also pay attention to special events. During the Formula One Grand Prix, major festivals, or international galas, hotel prices can triple, streets are blocked, and transportation becomes almost impossible. Many travelers don't realize this and end up with a stressful experience instead of a pleasant one. Therefore, always check the event calendar before booking your trip. This way, you can enjoy Monaco comfortably, within your budget and your expectations. And that's it. We've just explored 15 fascinating facts about Monaco. Which one impressed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to spread the adventure to more people. Note: all information in this video is for reference only. Please double-check before making any travel decisions. See you again on the next journey. Panama, a narrow strip of land connecting two continents, nestled between Central America and Costa Rica. It spans only about 75,000 square kilometers, roughly the size of South Carolina in the United States. But don't let its modest size fool you. This is the only place on Earth where you can watch the sunrise over the Pacific Ocean and bid farewell to the sunset on the Atlantic, all in the same day. It's hard to believe, but if not for a postcard, Panama might never have appeared on the world map. In the early 20th century, the United States sought to build a transcontinental canal. Nicaragua was the top candidate, with its favorable geography and vast lakes. But then, a French lobbyist named Philippe Bunau-Varilla sent American senators postcards showing Nicaragua's volcanoes erupting. Fear of volcanic danger spread quickly, and Washington shifted its focus to Panama. Soon after, the U.S. supported Panama's separation from Colombia, creating a brand new nation. No war, no national uprising, just a strategic decision. And that's how Panama was born. Its climate is another gift from heaven. Warm sunshine all year round, no harsh winters, and almost complete immunity to hurricanes. While the Caribbean often suffers devastating storms, Panama has never recorded a major hurricane making direct landfall. Today, the country is home to around 4 to 5 million people, most of mixed European and indigenous heritage, with nearly 70% in the working-age population. Spanish is the official language, but English remains common in the capital, a legacy of nearly a century of U.S. control over the canal. A nation born from a postcard and sustained by both climate and strategy. Don't you think Panama might just be the #1 contender? In Panama, small gestures in daily communication can easily confuse foreigners. For example, a wink or a quick pursing of the lips, as if blowing a kiss. Don't assume someone is flirting with you. In fact, it's simply how Panamanians call or get someone's attention, a habit shared across much of Latin America. Likewise, when walking through a local market, you might hear someone call you flaco, skinny, or gordita, chubby. To an outsider, those nicknames might sound rude, but in Panama, they're friendly greetings, meant with warmth, not offense. Locals are also quick to read your reaction. If they sense you're uncomfortable, they'll adjust their tone right away. However, the opposite can also be true. A light pat on the shoulder or a casual touch on the back, gestures seen as normal elsewhere, may be viewed as too intimate or disrespectful in Panama, especially between men and women. Only close friends or family usually share such contact. So, when in doubt, keep a respectful distance. And here's another curious fact: Panama time. Being 15–30 minutes late to a meeting is perfectly normal here. Panamanians aren't strict about punctuality like the Japanese or Germans. Their laid-back lifestyle follows the rhythm of, if not today, then tomorrow. So chances are, you'll almost always be the first one to arrive. The most iconic cultural symbol remains the Panama hat. Though originally from Ecuador, it became forever tied to Panama through the canal, now a proud emblem of local festivals and daily life. Just one tip: never joke about its true origin, or you might lose a bit of the locals' affection. From the very first moment, Panamanian women have a way of captivating everyone's attention. Their unique, mixed heritage gives them naturally sun-kissed skin, thick, glossy hair, deep, expressive eyes, and delicate facial features. But what truly stands out is their hourglass figure, those graceful, confident curves that make them shine in bright bikinis along the golden beaches of San Blas. If you ever have the chance to attend the Polera Festival, you'll be amazed by the sight of hundreds of Panamanian women parading through the streets in their traditional Polera dresses, moving to the rhythm of joyful music. It's a breathtaking blend of timeless elegance and modern free-spirited confidence. In love, Panamanian women tend to be direct when they truly feel a connection. They seek safety, respect, and emotional sincerity. And once they sense it, they open their hearts. But that doesn't mean they are easy to win over. On the contrary, they value long-term, meaningful relationships that require genuine effort. Many who have dated them say Panamanian women embody a perfect balance between passion and maturity. Despite their open-minded lifestyle, Panama has one of the highest rates of single women in the region, with more than 25% of women over 18 remaining unmarried. Today, many explore cross-border relationships through apps like Tinder, Bumble, or Badoo. For Panamanian women, family is sacred. A warm greeting for her parents, a small thoughtful gift for relatives, or a gesture of respect toward her loved ones. These matter more than any romantic words. Once you win her family's affection, your relationship will have a far greater chance to blossom. Are you curious about how to make that first good impression on her family? Leave a comment and choose number 3. The Panama Canal, a marvel of engineering linking two mighty oceans, is the lifeline of global trade. Every year, Between 14,000 and 15,000 ships pass through it, accounting for nearly 6% of world maritime traffic. Without it, every vessel would have to sail around the Cape of Good Hope, adding at least 12 extra days to the journey. It's an astonishing figure. The canal saves international trade tens of billions of dollars annually. According to the World Bank, the total value of goods passing through it reaches up to $2.5 trillion, more than the GDP of Italy, the world's 8th largest economy. Oil, manufactured products, massive shipping routes all flow through this gateway of Panama. But behind this grand achievement lies a story written in blood and despair. In the late 19th century, the French began digging the canal, confident after engineer Ferdinand de Lesseps' success at Suez. They invested $260 million, worth more than $8 billion today, spent 9 exhausting years, and lost thousands of lives, only to face a bitter failure. At the start of the 20th century, the Americans took over, yet tragedy continued. In his diary, engineer Rufus Ford wrote, "Sometimes we go 2 weeks without seeing the sun. Snakes everywhere. I saw 27 men die from snake bites in less than 3 months. Death surrounds us, collapsing rocks, malaria-carrying mosquitoes, floods sweeping away dozens at a time." The horror was so real that Chief Engineer John Finley Wallace kept a coffin ready in case he died and needed to be sent home. In the first year alone, 3/4 of American workers quit due to exhaustion and hunger. In the end, it took the United States 10 years, the equivalent of $1 trillion in today's value, and 600 lives to complete what history remembers as the Canal from Hell. With its strategic position in the world's trade network, Panama has long been a center of rivalry between 2 superpowers, the United States and China. It's not just a small country in Central America. It's a chessboard where global powers compete for influence. To the United States, Panama has always been a symbol of power. During World War II, 17 American warships crossed the canal to support operations in Europe. During the Vietnam War, nearly 2,000 military vessels, carrying about 90% of U.S. ammunition, passed through this vital route. In the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis, the Pentagon moved 30 warships from the Pacific to the Caribbean in a single day, thanks to the canal. At that time, U.S.-based admirals told President Jimmy Carter that Panama's strategic value lay in its unmatched mobility and large-scale logistics capability. Meanwhile, China has rapidly expanded its presence in Panama through the Belt and Road Initiative. With nearly $700 billion in total investment, Beijing has become the country's second-largest investor, just behind Washington. Many Western analysts worry that China's infrastructure projects around the canal could serve as hidden bases for surveillance or even military use. This flood of investment came with diplomatic consequences. In 2017, Panama officially recognized the One China policy and cut ties with Taiwan. A year later, the United States reacted sharply, recalling its ambassador and warning Panama about the so-called debt trap that had already troubled nations like Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Tensions peaked during Donald Trump's presidency, when he reportedly suggested buying Panama or even using force to return the canal to its builders. It's no surprise that The Guardian concluded, Panama is a nation that has never fully controlled its own destiny. Panama is known as a friendly, welcoming country, yet behind that warm hospitality lie some surprisingly strict and unusual rules. One of the most controversial is the ban on men wearing shorts inside government buildings, banks, or even certain large supermarkets. Strangely enough, this rule doesn't apply to women. They can freely wear short skirts, while men are expected to dress formally at all times. In many tropical nations, comfort often comes first. But in Panama, Formality in workplaces and public areas is taken more seriously. Despite repeated objections from locals and tourists alike, the rule remains, like an invisible wall of tradition. Another curious regulation: you can't always hail a taxi by simply raising your hand. In certain areas of Panama City, passengers must call ahead or go to designated pickup points. The government claims this is to prevent illegal taxis and ensure safety. But for tourists, especially during heavy rain or when in a hurry, this rule can be quite frustrating. Then there's Panama's strict national anthem law. Singing it incorrectly, changing the lyrics, or even making a playful remix can lead to a fine of up to $1,000 or 3 years in jail. In the age of social media, more than a few people have found themselves in trouble just for posting parody videos of the anthem. Even footwear isn't exempt. Flip-flops, broken sandals, or any footwear deemed inappropriate can get you denied entry to certain places, and, in extreme cases, even refused entry at the border. Panama, it seems, believes that appearance is the very first ticket to being respected. If there is one nation whose modern history is inseparable from a single masterpiece of human engineering, it is Panama, the land of the Panama Canal. Back in the 16th century, explorer Vasco Núñez de Balboa became the first European to cross this narrow strip of land and gaze upon the Pacific Ocean from the Americas. From that moment, Panama became the Golden Route, the passage through which Spain transported treasures from South America back to Europe. The city of Panama, founded in 1519, remains one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the Americas. In 1821, Panama broke free from Spanish rule, but it didn't gain independence. Instead, it joined Gran Colombia, alongside Venezuela, Colombia, and Ecuador. Frustration grew over time until 1903, when Panama, with direct support from the United States, declared full independence. In return, the new nation signed a treaty allowing the U.S. to build and control the canal, the engineering wonder of the 20th century. When the canal opened in 1914, it transformed global trade, shortening sea routes and placing Panama at the heart of world strategy. Yet for nearly a century, the canal zone remained under American control, sparking protests, riots, and nationalist movements across Latin America. Then came one of the strangest military operations in history, Operation Nifty Package, in 1989. When the United States intervened to overthrow dictator Manuel Noriega, he fled to the Vatican embassy seeking refuge. Unable to attack directly, U.S. forces turned to an unexpected weapon: music. They set up massive loudspeakers and blasted rock music at full volume, day and night. Songs like "I Fought the Law" and "Panama" echoed endlessly, turning the embassy into a psychological battlefield. It was a war without bullets, but one that ultimately broke Noriega's resistance. Panama City, the only capital in the world with a tropical rainforest right in its heart. Resting on the Pacific coast, at the meeting point of North and South America, it also serves as the gateway to the man-made wonder, the Panama Canal. With an area of more than 2,000 square kilometers and over 2 million residents, Panama City is considered one of the most modern urban centers in Central America. Its skyline of glass towers and dense network of international banks have earned it the nickname the Dubai of Latin America. But few know that this vibrant city once came close to disappearing completely. In the 17th century, the infamous pirate Henry Morgan, backed by the British, led more than 100 sailors to attack and burn the city, destroying nearly 90% of it. The blackened stone walls that remain are now preserved as Panama Viejo, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Despite its destruction, Panama City has retained its status as the oldest continuously operating capital in the Americas. Its charm lies in its striking contrasts. On one side, Casco Viejo, the old quarter filled with red-tiled roofs and Spanish-style plazas. On the other, the modern financial district, home to the famous Spiral Tower, once listed among the world's most remarkable architectural designs. Between these two worlds lie green parks, bustling local markets, and the Metropolitan National Park, a 230-hectare jungle where monkeys and tropical birds live just minutes from downtown. Today, Panama City thrives as a vibrant cultural hub, filled with dazzling carnivals, street music, and passionate dancing. Visitors can enjoy fresh seafood, shop duty-free, and end the evening with a cocktail on a rooftop terrace, watching the city sparkle under the tropical night sky. When the sun sets, Panama transforms into something entirely different, vibrant, rhythmic, yet full of poetry. In Casco Viejo, the cobblestone streets light up under golden lamps, while lively Latin music drifts from balconies draped in bougainvillea. The old quarter becomes the heart of the night, classic and modern, elegant and wild. Leaving the capital, the pace slows in Bocas del Toro or the Caribbean towns. Along the beaches, small bars glow with candlelight as waves whisper nearby. Locals and travelers share stories over cocktails, wrapped in a calm that only the tropics can bring. Nighttime food is another part of Panama's charm. Along Balboa Avenue and across downtown, street vendors stay open from dusk until midnight. Crispy patacones, hot empanadas, and the fresh, citrusy ceviche tempt anyone passing by. During festivals, night markets come alive, colorful, crowded, and delicious. If energy is what you seek, head to Uruguay Street or Marbella, Panama's playground of bars, clubs, and casinos where lights and beats last until dawn. But for those who prefer refinement, the National Theater offers a different rhythm: symphonies, folk dances, and cultural performances under elegant lights. Yet, Panama at night isn't only about celebration. It has a quiet romance, too. The 7-kilometer Tinta Costera boardwalk, shining under the night sky, invites evening strolls, bike rides, or peaceful moments watching the sea. From city lights shimmering over the Pacific, to rooftop bars with skyline views, to colorful murals glowing in Casco Viejo, every night in Panama is a story worth remembering. Panama is a mosaic of colors, where wild nature and rich culture blend into one unforgettable experience. Begin your journey at Coiba National Park, an isolated island off the southern coast. Once a prison, it has preserved its pristine ecosystem. Today, Coiba is a diver's paradise. Picture yourself swimming with hammerhead sharks, giant sea turtles, and dazzling coral reefs. For those who prefer to stay above water, kayaking through still lagoons or camping under the stars is equally magical. Next, the San Blas Islands, a paradise of over 360 islets, cared for by the indigenous Guna people. White sand, turquoise waters, palm trees bending in the wind, it's a living postcard. There's no electricity, no internet, only waves, breeze, and a sky full of stars. Simplicity here is the purest form of luxury. From the sea, travel inland to the highlands of Boquete. Nestled in a green valley with cool mountain air, it's a haven for hikers and dreamers. Climb Baru Volcano, the highest point in Panama, and witness both the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans meeting on the horizon, a view found nowhere else. Boquete is also home to world-famous coffee farms, where visitors can pick, roast, and sip the finest beans right from the source. And finally, return to Casco Viejo, the historic heart of the capital. Stone streets, wrought iron balconies, centuries-old churches, a place where time stands still. As night falls, warm golden lights paint the old walls, turning this ancient quarter into a scene of endless beauty and quiet romance. At the mouth of the Chagres River stands Fort San Lorenzo, an ancient sentinel watching over the sea. Built by the Spanish in the 15th century, it once guarded the lifeline that carried gold and silver from Peru to Europe. From above, the entire coastline unfolds, majestic and deeply strategic. But what amazes historians is this. For nearly 300 years, the fortress was never conquered. While other strongholds, like Portobello, were plundered time and again by pirates, San Lorenzo stood firm, almost untouched. Why? Some believe it had a secret early warning system. Others suggest the terrain itself created a natural barrier, making enemy ships nearly impossible to approach. Local legends speak of an invisible whirlpool that surrounds the area, known only to native sailors. Foreign ships without local guidance, it's said, could be pulled back out to sea by unseen currents. Though no such phenomenon appears on any nautical map, it adds another layer of mystery to San Lorenzo's invincibility. Just 20 kilometers from the capital lies Toboga Island, home to another enigma. Its turquoise sea, white sand, and pastel-colored homes paint a picture of paradise. Yet for centuries, the island had no cemetery. People have lived there since the 15th century, but old records show no burial grounds at all. Only in the late 19th century, after public pressure, was one finally built. Elders say their ancestors once took the dead into the forests, but the island is only 12 square kilometers, with hardly any deep woods. Others claim the bodies were hidden inside Vigia Mountain's caves, though no trace has ever been found. And there's a haunting legend. To keep spirits from returning, the dead were taken away during full moon nights, disappearing into the ocean's silence. To this day, the truth remains unsolved. When you think of Panamanian cuisine, one name rises above all: sancocho. This traditional chicken soup carries the warmth of home. As soon as it's served, the aroma of cilantro, ginger, and onion fills the air. Made with free-range chicken, yam, cassava, and green plantain, its broth is gentle but rich, the chicken soft and tender. Served with white rice and a squeeze of lime, it's simple, yet impossible to resist. At the opposite end of the spectrum lies mondongo, a hearty beef tripe stew not for the faint of heart. The cleaned and slow-cooked tripe is simmered with bell peppers, onions, and spices. Panamanians consider it nourishing and flavorful, but for visitors, the chewy texture and strong aroma can be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Unforgettable, for better or worse. Then there's Panamanian arroz con pollo, chicken and rice, rich and golden. Each grain shines with broth, mixed with shredded chicken, peas, carrots, and turmeric. Served with fried plantains or avocado salad, it's a symphony of sweet, savory, and aromatic flavors dancing together on one plate. For a true cultural shock, there's turtle eggs. Once common in coastal areas, they were eaten boiled or even raw with lime, salt, and chili. Their slippery texture and strong ocean taste, combined with the ethical and conservation debates they sparked, turned this dish into a controversial yet unforgettable chapter of Panama's culinary past. And finally, ropa vieja, tender shredded beef slowly stewed in tomato sauce with onions and bell peppers, served with rice or fried corn cakes. Its deep sweetness and savory richness linger long after the last bite, the flavor of tradition, time, and comfort. If you want to experience the most vibrant time of the year, Carnival is where it all begins. Held for 4 days before Ash Wednesday, it is Panama's biggest and most anticipated celebration. During this time, streets turn into massive stages filled with music, parades, and brilliantly decorated floats. Locals and visitors join in water fights, costume parties, and endless street dancing, all marking a joyful explosion before the solemn season of Lent. Next comes the Palera Festival, celebrated in July in Las Tablas. It honors the polera, the beautifully embroidered traditional dress that symbolizes the elegance of Panamanian women. Handcrafted gowns are displayed in parades and beauty contests, accompanied by folk music, traditional dances, and artistic performances. This festival is more than a cultural event. It's a tribute to Panama's artistic heritage and national pride. In the Western Highlands, January brings the Coffee and Flower Festival in Boquete. It's a perfect blend of agriculture and art, colorful gardens in full bloom, the scent of world-class coffee drifting through the air, exhibitions of local produce, and folk performances filling the valley with music. It's a sensory celebration for the eyes, the taste buds, and the soul. In February, the city of Colón hosts the Congo Festival, rooted in the Afro-Panamanian community. Through powerful dance, rhythmic drums, and dramatic reenactments, the festival tells stories of the struggle against slavery. It's loud, emotional, and full of spirit, a living symbol of freedom and cultural pride. Finally, in June, Villa de los Santos celebrates the Feast of Corpus Christi. It features dramatic dances portraying the eternal battle between good and evil, with colorful devil masks, angel costumes, and sacred church ceremonies. This festival delivers a profound message of faith, compassion, and the triumph of light over darkness. If you're considering moving to Panama, whether for a few months of adventure or long-term living, understanding the cost of living will help you plan better and avoid surprises. In downtown Panama City, a one-bedroom apartment usually costs between $700 and $900 USD per month. In quieter towns like Boquete or David, the prices are much lower, around $400 to $600 USD. This flexibility means you can easily choose between city energy or mountain peace, depending on your lifestyle and budget. Transportation is affordable and convenient. The capital's buses and metro system cost only $0.25 to $0.35 USD per ride, making it easy to get around while living like a local. Taxis and Uber are also common, with short rides ranging from 2 to 4 USD. If you prefer full freedom, car rentals cost about 30 to 45 USD per day, not including fuel. Food expenses can vary depending on your habits. Cooking at home with fresh produce from local markets usually costs 180 to 220 USD per month. Eating out at local restaurants costs 3 to 5 USD per meal, while mid-range dining is around 10 to 20 USD, depending on the area. Utilities are fairly reasonable. Electricity, water, internet, and phone bills usually range between 60 and 90 USD per month. If you use air conditioning frequently, expect slightly higher costs. High-speed internet averages 30 to 45 USD, suitable for both work and entertainment. In total, a single person can live modestly for around 750 USD per month. But to fully enjoy Panama, from dining and social life to weekend trips, a budget of $1,000 to $1,500 USD per month provides a comfortable lifestyle filled with memorable experiences. Panama is known for its lush jungles, diverse ecosystems, and unique indigenous communities in regions like Darien and Bocas del Toro. But along with that natural beauty comes certain risks every traveler should be aware of. There have been cases where fake tour guides appeared right at hotels or in crowded areas, offering cheap tours. The problem is, if you agree without verifying, you might be taken to remote areas with no phone signal and even risk being robbed or abandoned in the forest. To protect yourself, always book tours through reputable companies authorized by the government or through a trusted hotel. Ask for a clear written contract, check the company's information on official websites, and never pay the full amount before the trip begins. In culturally rich neighborhoods like Casco Viejo, it's easy to be charmed by the friendliness of the locals. Someone might invite you to try local rum, join a small party, or taste a traditional dish. But stay alert. Sometimes scammers mix in, trying to get you drunk, steal your belongings, or even pressure you to transfer money. The golden rule: only accept drinks that you see being prepared. Never leave them unattended, and don't follow strangers to isolated places. The Panama Canal area also hides potential dangers. Some individuals pretend to be port staff and offer free tours or cheap tickets. In reality, there have been cases of tourists being locked on boats and forced to pay to be released. The safest choice is to visit only official visitor centers like Miraflores or Agua Clara, where security is guaranteed and guides are certified. Additionally, when visiting autonomous indigenous communities such as the Guna people in the San Blas Islands, remember, taking photos without permission is considered disrespectful. Some may ask for a fee, and others may react harshly. Always learn about local customs beforehand, ask politely if you want to take photos, and show respect to avoid misunderstandings. And that wraps up 15 fascinating facts about Panama. We hope these insights have given you a new perspective on this captivating land. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you won't miss our next adventures. Which of these 15 facts impressed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Note: all information in this video is for reference only. Please research carefully before making any decisions. See you again on our next journey. Hidden entirely within the vast territory of South Africa, Lesotho holds a truly unique geographical position. It is the only nation in the world completely surrounded by another country, a landlocked island with no access to the sea. Even more interesting, Lesotho is the largest among the 3 independent nations fully enclosed by another, alongside San Marino and the Vatican, both located inside Italy. But there's one key difference. Lesotho is not on the Italian peninsula, making it even rarer, both a micronation and a land with its own distinct identity. You could imagine Lesotho as an island stranded in the middle of a continent. To enter or leave Lesotho, you must pass through South Africa. Yet, what truly sets it apart is that Lesotho is not just any landlocked country. Its most surprising feature is snow. During winter, snow falls regularly, transforming this small African nation into an unexpected destination for winter sports, right in the heart of warm, sunny Africa. That's why many people wonder, how has tiny, landlocked Lesotho remained independent instead of being absorbed into South Africa? The story behind its survival will surely surprise you. Covering about 30,258 square kilometers, roughly the size of the US state of Maryland, and just slightly larger than Belgium, Lesotho also stands out for its dramatic mountainous landscape. The Melati Mountains cover almost the entire country, shaping a terrain that's both rugged and breathtaking. It's no exaggeration to call Lesotho the kingdom in the sky, an adventure paradise for those who dream of mountain climbing, horseback riding, or even skiing in the heart of Africa. People don't call Lesotho the kingdom in the sky for no reason. Nearly 2/3 of its land is mountainous, and its average elevation sits around 2,200 meters above sea level, higher than Denver, Colorado, famously known as the Mile High City. But here's the truly amazing part. Lesotho is the highest country in the world in a very special way. Its entire territory lies above 1,400 meters. No other nation on Earth has a lowest point that high. However, reaching this kingdom in the sky is no easy task. If you travel by road, you'll face steep mountain passes like Sani Pass, with sharp turns, loose gravel, and steep drops that can challenge even the most experienced drivers. And by plane? Not necessarily safer. Lesotho's Matakane airstrip is famous for its runway, only 400 meters long, shorter than an aircraft carrier deck, and ending right before a cliff nearly 600 meters deep. If a pilot fails to gain enough speed for takeoff, the result could be disastrous. On top of that, the airport sits at an altitude of over 2,300 meters, making it one of the highest commercial airports in the world. Even after you've conquered every challenge to set foot in Lesotho, one more obstacle awaits: altitude sickness. With 25% less oxygen than at sea level, you might feel dizzy, get headaches, or become exhausted. But don't worry. If you want your journey to be safe and enjoyable, leave a comment with the number 10, and we'll share some useful tips to help you conquer this breathtaking kingdom in the sky. With a population of just about 2.3 million people, Lesotho may not be a large country, but its culture is rich and fascinating enough to capture global attention. Here's something interesting. 51.1% of the population are women. That means for every 100 women, there are only around 90 men. This unusual ratio has given women in Lesotho a special social standing, one that's often higher than in many other African nations. Even more remarkable, women in Lesotho have the legal right to own land, something not always guaranteed even in developed countries. In fact, they are the backbone of the nation's economy. Visit any local market, and you'll see countless women selling everything from food, pottery, and fabrics to Lesotho's famous traditional blankets. But beyond their economic role, the women of Lesotho are known for their skill and resilience. It's common to see them carrying large buckets of water balanced perfectly on their heads, trekking across steep, uneven mountain paths without spilling a single drop. It's a beautiful skill that takes years of practice and balance. However, when talking about women in Lesotho, one can't ignore an ancient and controversial custom: the bride kidnapping tradition, known as chobeliso. Traditionally, if a man feared rejection, he could solve the problem by abducting the woman he wanted to marry. It may sound like something from a movie, but for centuries, this was seen as a legitimate path to marriage. Today, chobeliso is strongly condemned. The government and women's rights organizations have been working hard to eliminate it. And now, it survives only in a few remote rural areas. Most modern marriages in Lesotho today are based on love and mutual consent. What do you think about this practice? Both unique and controversial? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If there were a contest to find the two most unlikely places to become sister nations, Wales and the Kingdom of Lesotho would certainly make the list. On one side, you have a misty European land of castles and rain. On the other, a small mountain kingdom surrounded entirely by South Africa. The two are separated by thousands of kilometers, with completely different climates and cultures, yet they share surprising similarities. First, the geography. Both Lesotho and Wales are covered by rugged, mountainous landscapes. In these places, climbing hills and descending valleys aren't just hobbies, they're part of daily life. In fact, some of their mountain roads could make even San Francisco's famous hills seem gentle in comparison. Then comes the language. Welsh is famous for being filled with consonants like L and W, making pronunciation a true challenge. Meanwhile, Sesotho, the native language of Lesotho, features distinctive click sounds that leave most foreigners completely puzzled the first time they hear them. Both languages are complex, beautiful, and require patience to master. But the most remarkable thing is their official partnership. Since 1985, Wales and Lesotho have been the first two nations in the world to establish a formal twinning relationship at the national level. And it's not just symbolic. Over 130 schools have organized cultural and educational exchanges. Welsh medical students have traveled to Lesotho for field experience, while Lesotho's doctors have trained in Wales to improve their skills. This cooperation is deeply meaningful, especially considering that Lesotho has only one doctor for every 17,000 people. A truly alarming statistic. A connection that began as friendship has grown into something far greater. A lasting bond built on learning, respect, and shared humanity. In America or Europe, beer usually comes in chilled glass mugs, or at least in clean, neatly sealed cans or bottles. But in Lesotho, the experience is completely different. If you order beer here, don't be surprised to see it poured from a large wooden bowl shared among everyone, instead of being served in individual cups. And instead of each person having their own drink, everyone drinks from the same source. Strange? Not at all. This is an ancient tradition deeply rooted in Basotho culture. This traditional beer is called Joala, brewed from maize and sorghum. Joala has a low alcohol content and a slightly sour taste, but what truly sets it apart is not the flavor, it's the way it's shared. There's no individuality. A large wooden bowl sits in the center, and everyone gathers around it. A single wooden ladle is passed from hand to hand. Each person takes a scoop and drinks. In some villages, people even drink straight from the communal bowl, using only their clean hands. At first glance, this ritual may seem inconvenient or even unhygienic by modern standards. But its essence lies in meaning. For the Basotho people, drinking Joala is not just about enjoying a beverage, it's about sharing. To share a bowl of beer is to share friendship, joy, sorrow, and everyday stories. In Lesotho, Joala is not just a drink. It's the thread that weaves the community together. When people think of Africa, they often picture scorching heat, herds of antelope crossing vast savannas, or endless golden deserts. But perhaps it's time to rethink that image. Because right in Lesotho, a small mountain kingdom surrounded by South Africa, you can experience real skiing on peaks rising more than 3,200 meters above sea level. Its high-altitude climate gives Lesotho a rare distinction. During the winter months, from June to August, temperatures can drop below zero, and snowfall is quite common, especially across the majestic Maloti Mountains. This makes Lesotho the only country in Africa located entirely south of the equator that enjoys snow-covered winters. The most famous destination is Afriski, the only ski resort in Lesotho, and one of the few places in all of southern Africa where you can see thick, white snow blanketing the slopes. At an elevation of over 3,200 meters, Afriski rivals many well-known European ski resorts. When the southern winter arrives, the Maloti Mountains dress in pure white, making visitors feel as if they've stepped into the Alps. And the best part? You don't have to be a professional athlete to enjoy it. Afriski offers beginner lessons, turning the idea of skiing in Africa into a truly once-in-a-lifetime experience. Do you think living in caves ended with the Stone Age? It might be time to think again. In the Berea district of Lesotho, there are still communities living in clay cave dwellings built right into the cliffs. And amazingly, they continue to be inhabited to this very day. But don't picture dark, damp caves like something out of a prehistoric movie. This is the Komen Cave Dwellings, a remarkable heritage site where homes have stood for more than 200 years. They were built in the early 19th century by the Basia tribe, under the leadership of Chief Teleka. So why did they choose caves instead of traditional houses? The answer is surprising. It wasn't out of curiosity or adventure, but for protection. These caves served as safe shelters during a chaotic time when cannibalism threatened nearby villages. What's truly fascinating is how sophisticated these homes are. They were carefully crafted, shaped like mud beehives with thick, tightly sealed walls. This clever design keeps the temperature stable all year round, warm in winter, cool in summer, without the need for heating or air conditioning. Because of this natural comfort, many people compare them to modern eco-houses. Today, the fourth-generation descendants of those early settlers still live here, preserving the traditional way of life passed down through centuries. Even better, visitors can come, hear their stories, and experience firsthand this extraordinary style of living, a living museum carved into the cliffs of Lesotho. When you think of diamonds, you probably picture the famous mines of South Africa or Botswana. But here's a little-known secret. Some of the purest and most valuable diamonds in the world come from Lesotho, the kingdom in the sky. Located over 3,000 meters above sea level, the Letseng Diamond Mine holds the title of the highest diamond mine on Earth. Yet what truly makes it special is the exceptional quality of its stones. The diamonds from Letseng consistently fetch the highest price per carat of any kimberlite mine in the world. Even more astonishing, this very site has produced 3 of the 20 largest white diamonds ever discovered. Among them, the most famous is the Lesotho Promise, a breathtaking 603-carat diamond found in 2006. Its flawless clarity stunned the world and placed Lesotho firmly on the global map of precious gems. Since 2006, Gem Diamonds has owned 70% of the Letseng mine, while the government of Lesotho holds the remaining 30%. For the nation, this mine isn't just a source of pride, it's a vital lifeline for the economy. And Letseng isn't the only one. Lesotho is also home to other major mines such as Mathe and Likobong, all located within the Coton de Cabal region, one of the most diamond-rich geological zones on Earth. In fact, Lesotho has the highest density of kimberlite pipes and dikes in the world, with dozens confirmed to contain gem-quality stones. These rough diamonds are shipped to Antwerp, Belgium, where collectors and jewelers from across the globe compete fiercely to acquire them. As a result, diamonds have become a cornerstone of Lesotho's exports, strengthening its foreign reserves and playing a crucial role in the country's economic stability. Proof that even among the clouds, true brilliance can be found. In many countries, a blanket is simply something to keep you warm at night. But in Lesotho, it's so much more. Here, the blanket is worn as part of daily life, to work, to parties, and even to sacred ceremonies. What makes the Basotho blanket special is its deep symbolism. It doesn't just protect against the harsh mountain climate, it also shows social status and community role. Certain patterns are reserved only for the king or traditional chiefs. So, wearing the wrong blanket could mean accidentally breaking a cultural rule. Those who wear the mojolavela are often in the process of, or have just completed, the rite of passage into adulthood, a milestone in Basotho culture. Here, maturity doesn't require a suit or tie. Sometimes just the right kind of blanket says it all. But the influence of the Basotho blanket has gone far beyond the mountains of Lesotho. In 2017, Louis Vuitton drew inspiration from its patterns for a high-end fashion collection, turning a local heritage into a global trend. And if you've ever admired blockbusters like Black Panther or Avengers, you might notice something familiar. The majestic look of the Wakandan warriors was inspired, in part, by the traditional Basotho blanket itself. Forget the shiny shopping malls and high-tech supermarkets. In Lesotho, markets don't have parking lots, barcode scanners, or self-checkout counters. Instead, goods arrive by horse, donkey, or even cattle. Every week, hundreds of traders cross steep, rocky paths to gather in makeshift mountain markets. No permanent shops, no receipts, no digital payments. Everything happens the old-fashioned way, person to person. Here you can buy almost anything. Thick, warm blankets, fresh goat meat, corn, vegetables, even noisy live chickens, You can trade a bag of corn for a pair of shoes or a goat for a set of clothes. Forget Apple Pay or credit cards. The payment system here is called barter, and surprisingly, no one minds it. What truly makes Lesotho's market special is its mix of spontaneity and humor. Sometimes, if you're not paying attention, your donkey might get helped. Someone loads their goods on it, and just like that, the deal is done, and you didn't even notice. Nicknamed the Kingdom in the Sky, Lesotho is a dream destination for anyone who loves majestic landscapes, vibrant culture, and unforgettable adventures. One of its most breathtaking icons is Maletsunyane Falls, one of the highest single-drop waterfalls in Africa, plunging 192 meters, nearly twice the height of Niagara Falls. Standing before its thunderous flow crashing into the lush valley below, you can feel the raw, untamed power of nature awakening every sense. For thrill seekers, this is the perfect place to try bungee jumping or abseiling right beside the waterfall, giving you the feeling of floating in mid-air between clouds and mist. Adventure lovers will also be captivated by the legendary Sani Pass, one of the most challenging and scenic mountain routes in the world. With sharp hairpin turns and an altitude of nearly 2,900 meters, this is heaven for off-road drivers and mountain bikers alike. At the top, Sani Mountain Lodge welcomes you with the highest pub in Africa, where you can relax on a beanbag, sip a cold beer, and gaze at the endless mountain horizon. But Lesotho isn't just about nature. It's also a journey into history and tradition. At Thaba Bosiu, once the stronghold and capital of King Moshoeshoe IV, founder of the Basotho nation, the past comes alive. Today, it stands as a living museum, where visitors can ride horses along ancient trails, step inside traditional round huts called rondavels, and experience the heartbeat of Basotho culture in its purest form. If there's a perfect time to feel the vibrant pulse of the Kingdom in the Sky, it's during the Marija Arts and Cultural Festival. This is not only Lesotho's biggest cultural event, it's a colorful celebration of music, art, and Basotho spirit. Held every year in September or October in the historic village of Moria, the festival transforms the area into a sea of color and joy. For several days, thousands of visitors and artists from around the world come together, dancing, singing, and performing in a whirlwind of energy and emotion. The highlight? The traditional outfits, the rainbow-colored Basotho blankets and the conical Mokorotlo hat, proud symbols of the nation. Music at Morija is a blend like no other. Alongside Afro-jazz, gospel, and hip-hop, you'll hear ancient rhythms echoing from drums, flutes, and native instruments. Together they create a soundscape that feels both sacred and magnetic, where every step, every clap becomes part of a grand collective performance. And of course, no Morija celebration would be complete without the Basotho women dancers. With radiant smiles, bright eyes, and graceful yet powerful movements, they bring the stage and the entire crowd to life. Morija is more than just a festival. It is the soul of Lesotho, where past and present meet in one eternal song. When people think of Lesotho, they often imagine towering mountains, shepherds wrapped in colorful Basotho blankets, and peaceful horse rides across vast, quiet landscapes. But hidden deep within this small mountain kingdom lies an astonishing archaeological secret: the giant footprints of dinosaurs. In Maseru district, scientists discovered one of the largest dinosaur footprints ever recorded. It might sound unbelievable, but the creature that left those tracks is estimated to have been the size of a double-decker London bus. The species was named Kayentapus ambrokolohali. The word kolohali means giant in the Sesotho language, a simple yet powerful name. Researchers believe this massive predator stood about 2.7 meters tall and stretched nearly 9 meters long. Just imagining it roaming the land today is enough to send shivers down your spine. What's fascinating is that these footprints weren't first found by modern scientists. Centuries ago, European missionaries accidentally stumbled upon them. At the time, they likely believed the mysterious marks belonged to some legendary African creature, unaware that they were looking at rare Jurassic fossils. It wasn't until 2016, during a field study in the Roma Valley, near the National University of Lesotho, that modern researchers officially confirmed the discovery. Alongside the massive prints, they found smaller tracks belonging to other theropod species. This finding gained worldwide attention and was later published in the prestigious scientific journal PLOS ONE. If there's a place where African heritage meets the rustic charm of mountain life, it's in Lesotho's cuisine. Here, every dish is more than food. It's a reflection of daily life, community, and culture. The most iconic dish is papa, a thick maize porridge similar to Italy's polenta or South American oatmeal. It's usually served hot, accompanied by moroho, a general name for cooked green, leafy vegetables like kale or cabbage, and a hearty meat stew, creating a balance that's both humble and fulfilling. On cold Highland days, few things bring more comfort than a steaming bowl of hot potatoes, filling the air with their warm, familiar scent, a reminder of the deep bond between people and the land they live on. For meat lovers, nama is a must-try. Beef or lamb is marinated with spices, then slow-grilled over glowing coals. The aroma mingles with the crisp mountain air, turning any gathering or festival into an unforgettable feast. And to complete the experience, there's lefa fata, the traditional skillet-baked bread. Served warm, often with soup or curry, it has a crispy crust and a soft, tender inside. A simple yet soulful flavor that stays with you long after the first bite. Compared to the United States or most European countries, Lesotho stands out for its remarkably low cost of living. This small African kingdom is an ideal destination for those who want a simple, budget-friendly lifestyle, yet still full of new and exciting experiences. In the capital city, Maseru, renting a one-bedroom apartment costs only $250 to $400 USD per month, a tiny fraction of what you'd pay in New York or Los Angeles. If you need more space for your family, a three-bedroom house averages between $500 and $800 USD per month, still far below Western prices. Food is just as affordable. At local markets, prices are refreshingly low. A meal at a small local eatery usually costs $3 to $5 USD per person, while dining at a high-end restaurant might range from $15 to $25 USD per person. Basic utilities are also gentle on the wallet. Electricity and water bills typically fall between $50 and $100 USD per month, while high-speed internet costs around $40 to $60 USD. Thanks to Lesotho's strong hydropower system, electricity is often cheaper than in many developed countries. Transportation is another pleasant surprise. Although there's no subway or railway system, buses and shared taxis are widely available, costing only $0.50 to $1.50 USD per ride. And if you prefer to drive yourself, you'll be glad to know that fuel prices are also relatively low compared to many other nations. In summary, with just $600 USD per month, a single person can live comfortably in Lesotho. A small family can maintain a good standard of living for around $1,200 USD per month. Thank you for joining us on today's journey. We hope this exploration has brought you fresh and inspiring perspectives. Remember, the world is still full of wonders waiting to be discovered. Stay with us on the next adventure as we continue uncovering the hidden marvels of our planet. Note: all information in this video is for reference only. Please make sure to research thoroughly before making any decisions. See you again on the next